Here's 7 things you need to look for before you're hiring a coach. Number one, do they have results? This is the most important thing. Do they actually have proven results? If you're going to hire a coach, I'm okay if they haven't personally done it, but they've got a track record of success in coaching others to do it and have that success. I'm fine. It's better, I believe, if they have done it, but I'm okay because I've seen it before with in pro football. Maybe the coach didn't do it or basketball. Um, that's okay if it's in sales, as long as they can get the end results of what is necessary. I personally don't care, but it is better if they have done that because you can speak from experience. So we're looking for proven track record, right? Actual real number of outcomes. They have experience in the field, at least coaching or doing. Um, I want to know what results they personally achieved, right? If they have done it, or what results their clients have achieved. And this is something that you want to ask before anyone you're coaching, or at least they've demonstrated that, right? Well, I've been coaching now, just almost in the real estate space for almost 10 years, right? But I've made so many calls. I've built up pretty large organizations, or I've created, large scale things that are delivering opportunities. And I've done that with so many other people that it's very easy to demonstrate, right? Coaches should, if they're good, they should have something where they can demonstrate either from themselves or others or both. So make sure they have that results. That's definitely, I believe, one of the top priorities right off the bat. Next thing is they're going to focus on accountability. The biggest value of coaching is the accountability piece, right? Knowledge and information is out there now. So it's not just that. Of course, proximity is another great thing to be around someone that's successful or can help you and, get where you want to get to or short that time. But you want someone that is going to bring the value of accountability. So that you want someone that's going to check in, right? I like on mine to have daily top threes where people are telling me what they're doing or reporting their goals and their numbers, right? There's an accountability piece. We all don't like it, but it's so great in coaching on the other side. Um, you want someone that's going to push you to do your absolute best, right? I kind of do a thing where it's good, better, best. We start off with just a kind of a break-in level, and then we're going to build it up, and then we're going to ultimately get to a peak point, right? We're going to get to where you're operating at an extremely high level. So you want a coach that is going to be accountable. You want to track that progress. You want to be setting the goals. You want to be challenging you, not just motivating you, but then, recording and watching. And you should see some improvement if you're with a coach. It should be demonstratable. So you definitely want someone that's going to be focusing on accountability for sure. Next thing is you want them to have a clear system. And usually, if they've been doing this a while, we don't just want some random advice, right? We want to have a repeatable framework, right? I go through, at least for me, and make sure you like, subscribe, put the comments, and you can jump in my free coaching. So there's very little pressure. And if you're ready to step up and I meet these things, then you can go into the other one that focuses more on accountability, the paid. But you want a repeatable framework. That's the very first thing that I discover. Once I have something that's working for people, we want to be able to something that can be repeated, right? And there's steps. There should be a step-by-step system. Here's the first thing you do, here's the next thing you do. And when that's done and that when they have that, you know that okay, they have a system that you can transform, something that it's not just coaching, but I want to see the progression and something that's going to actually transform and be able to help, and it's repeatable. So we're going to have a playbook on the process, clear action plans. This also helps, for the daily actions, the targets, the measurable goals, but it's also a pathway that you can follow and that, hey, we're here. And then we're going to get to here and then to this point, right? Like for mine, we start out with seeing your skills, your foundational work, but we're going to start building things so that you can look back. I have one coaching client that, she's got almost, she's closing in now at 70,000 members in her Facebook group, right? And she's built this daily, so we've done it. Then we're building other things. So there's step by step that we build. Or you just want something where you can see the progress, you have measurable goals, you can see the results, and you should be improving and speeding up processes. So another one that you need to, and this one's sometimes tough. You got to be able to tell the truth. I have another person I'm coaching right now that does a lot of YouTube stuff, and I will tell him straight up if it's not good enough, or he needs to change or adjust something, or he's not doing, not meeting the expectation that we, both kind of agreed on, right? And you can't be afraid to call someone out, but you want to do it in a respectful manner. There still is a process to it. You don't want to break the person or go over. Just it's something that we need to correct and we want to improve. But if it needs to be a little bit better before we do it, we're going to do it. You want to, a great coach is going to correct those bad habits. It's going to push that uncomfortable growth because a lot of people, we get really good at being in our comfort zone. And if I have to push someone out, or a great coach is going to do that, and we need honest feedback, right? We just cannot tell you what you want to hear. Sometimes if it's what needs to be said or that's the truth, but we've got to be able to improve, and at a fast rate, or at least at the rate that the person can handle at the time. Sometimes I can't go as fast as I normally would go, but I'm going to push it to the limit that they can handle, and then we'll just continue to grow and build. Next thing is they should be able to produce student success stories. Okay, and you're looking for evidence of transformation here. So you want to take someone, right, that maybe I've had people that have never really called before in their life. And then we're taking them to a point where now they're making consistent calls and they're getting those 10, 15, 20 contacts, 25 real estate conversations per day, right? Or in sales. Um, we're building it up. So now they're starting to have and share those successes. I believe one coach I coached for a year went from around 125 to 150,000 roughly to about 350,000 after a year. So there's measurable 2.5, 3, somewhere in there growth that you can see. But we want to have the actual success stories, and you want coaches to be able to share them. Now, if they're brand new and they don't have it, okay, you want at least their own success story. And then maybe they're taking a student at a discounted rate or for free, like the things that I did on my first couple students. I'm taking them at a much lower price because I need to get that experience. I need to get those stories in, right? In the wins. But you should be able to identify them, and you should know that, okay, these are legit people, so I know that this person has a track record of that success. Uh, Next thing is you want to be kind of not just tactics. Tactics are very important, but you want people to be able to think, right? I have some of my coaching clients, well, they know if we let's say we lost a big deal or a client, they know that I'm going to say, hey, let's go get the next one, right? I don't want to think about it and dwell on it. If you want to think about it for a minute or two, maybe 5 minutes, be upset, and then let's move right on and get the next thing. Because we want to be thinking of how we can turn everything into a win, how we can turn everything into a positive spin. And we don't dwell on the negative part of it. We're going to focus on things we control. But these are problem solving skills. These are mindset shifts that we need to have occur. We want to make, the best decisions we can. And because what we're shooting for is long-term success, not just a short-term win, right? We want to build things that are going to get opportunities coming for us. So we're always trying to build up those things, whether it's social media, whether it's our past clients because we're getting a lot, we're following up with them, right? If it's client events, if it's getting our skills better, we're improving. But then we want to learn, like, how do we operate that day the best? How are we making decisions? Like, I'm watching a lot of some basketball games right now, and I'm watching a particular player, I think it's AJ, and he's on a team, and he makes great decisions. I can see him doing very well in the pros because he seems very much in control, and he's making these great decisions on almost all the plays that I'm watching, right? The right pass, the right thing. We want to do that in sales as well. Okay, what should we be doing? When should we be calling? We want to be calling in the morning, right? We want to have all these things. Part of coaching is to be making the right decisions, right? So that we're learning not just this one off piece or this, we're doing that. So we want to get better and better. So we're going to ensure the long-term success. Next thing, you got to feel challenged and inspired, right? Right coach should definitely get you motivated. You want to be slightly uncomfortable, and you want to be ready to take action. You got to have the growth outside of your comfort zones. This is when you're going to grow the most, and it's going to be hard sometimes. We're going to be afraid to do it, especially like taking those first things that we haven't done, even making like these videos. Man, it is such a difference after doing this for a month. It's easy, right? You start getting out of the comfort zone. Okay, well, now I've got to get to the next level. I've got to keep stepping up. But that's the same thing you want to challenge others as well. You have to get where you're inspiring and you're doing it because you're going to get the growth out of the comfort zone. But so many people, they don't want to do that, right? They want to be told they're doing great and maybe a little bit improvement. But here's the truth. We want to get you to be able to grow as fast as you can handle, but that means you're going to be a little uncomfortable. You got to be ready to take action. Okay. Put below, why don't you comment growth? If you're ready to take action, get signed up. I'll help you. You can go in either free or paid, but comment growth if you're someone that's really ready to get out of their comfort zone and you want to get those results that you've been sitting on the fence. Take some action right now. Okay. Even if it's with someone else, totally cool too, right? If you have someone else that you want to coach, I'm fine. Jump in the free anyways, just so you have it, but take action, comment growth. Okay, and then the final thing I would say is some of the reason that we want, and this is kind of a bonus, a lot of times we're paying to be in proximity of someone of where we want to be, right? So I have coaches too that I paid because they've done things or coached people in the next areas that I want to improve on as well. And sometimes we have to pay for that proximity, right? We're going to put in that time so that we can learn from them so they can fast track it versus me just trying to do it on my own, right? Which I've done in the past, but it's never as fast as if you're getting a top person, top coach that can really help you and push you to get those results much, much faster. So hopefully if you've liked this, like and comment below. Give me any of your thoughts or feedbacks, or even if you've had a bad coach, let me know what areas that they did, and hopefully these will be some good things to look for. You can always reach out for me for advice or any help. And I really want you to be successful. Thank you so much for watching these, and I'm going to keep bringing it. I'm going to help. This is going to give you some great stuff right now. Okay, we'll see you on the next one, and have an amazing day. Take care.